Hey everybody, I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Hope y'all are all doing well and had a great weekend. Do a little bit of cleaning up before we get into the video. We've got a handful of our Chronic Pain Warriors United pins left. If you'd like one, shoot me a message down in the comments and I'll get your info and get you one sent out. Also, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, especially the like button to get the algorithm gods to dispense the video. Seems to be one of the only ways to get it done and for YouTube to actually see the things. So, jumping right in, I did a short recently about how healthcare costs are rising faster than inflation itself, which is crazy because we all know how bad inflation is. Everything's more expensive. It's ridiculous. But healthcare costs are rising even faster than that. And before that, I had done a short about universal healthcare and why I'm not a proponent of it. But I had people asking about it again after that short about the insurance issue. And a lot of people will advocate for that. And I'm going to explain why it's a bad idea. And we're going to talk about the pain management system to do so. So the pain management system is a really good look at what healthcare looks like when bureaucrats get their paws around it. The DEA and to the lesser part CDC and states coming behind the CDC and making laws out of guidelines. The 2016 CDC prescription guidelines were turned around and made into law by many states, literally handcuffing doctors and making them follow a cookie cutter type one style fits all mold for pain management. That plus the DEA also having their hands around it, standing over your doctor and saying, can you account for that? Why is that patient getting that? Why are you giving him so much of that? I mean, they are literally standing there checking your doctor on almost everything they do. And the doctor has to be ready to have an explanation when they come asking, why are you doing that? It's an absolute nightmare. And we have all seen what it's done to the system. And while they're doing that, they've also made it damn near impossible to find a doctor who's willing to even take the risk anymore of trying to help his patients, trying to help their patients deal with pain. They're just not willing to take the risk if they're not in the pain management system itself for the most part. And we've even had a lot of comments of people in the pain management system and pain clinics talking about their doctors switching all the patients in the clinic over from traditional pain medications to things like buprenorphine. It's just, you have the DEA sitting on top of your doctors, controlling most of what they do when it comes to pain management. You have the doctors who are no longer willing to be the patient's advocate that they're supposed to be because of the consequences that can come along with it. The DEA's got a big stick and they've shown these doctors that they will use it, and that's part of it as well. And by the way, none of this is the first time this has happened. This all is just replaying again. This all happened in almost the exact same way before in 1915 through like 1935, 1940s, and even into the 50s, really. But then it was the Treasury Department agents doing it. Now it's just the DEA. It's insane. But think about that. So the DEA's got the pain management system in a tight grip. And now apply that to the whole healthcare system. Every time you need to go in to get an x-ray, every time you need an MRI, every single time you need to have some sort of procedure done, like in the UK, there's your doctor and there's the bureaucrat right there with him. The bureaucrat is deciding your health care and how your health is going to be managed just as much, if not more so, than you and your doctor. And that is an absolute 1984 Orwellian nightmare come to life. You do not want to see what is happening with the pain management system applied to the whole American healthcare system. It would be an absolute nightmare. Now, as to the argument about providing people healthcare and access to healthcare when they can't afford it, that we should be doing, but you don't need a universal government style takeover of healthcare to do that. I mean, I've thought about this a lot. Take Sean Ryan. The Sean Ryan show is a really great example of this. You've had a lot of veterans and all kinds of people go onto that show, talk about how difficult it can be to get healthcare and proper health management through, military channels and all that. And then when they need certain types of treatment, say they have traumatic brain injury and they want to try, psychedelics to try and help with that traumatic brain injury. In the United States, that is 100% illegal. They tell these veterans, no, you do not have a right to ingest into your own body a substance of your choosing that has shown amazing promise at dealing with brain injuries and healing them. You're not allowed to do that. You just have to continue being, in this mental and physical pain and dealing with this traumatic brain trauma or injury for the rest of your life. We've decided that's what you must live like. And that is exactly what they're doing to people in the pain management system too. They're saying, no, we've decided your pain isn't worth treating. You don't deserve it, whatever. Your pain isn't worthy. You just have to live with it. And nobody has the right to tell either thing. If that military person, that veteran, wants to try LSD, DMT, or mushrooms to help with a traumatic brain injury, that is his or her choice. If we want to use traditional pain medications to manage our pain, that is our choice. It should have nothing to do with the government at all, and almost nothing to do with the doctor other than telling them, hey, that's what we want to do. And my response to any doctors who would say, well, I have a moral problem with that, I don't give a shit. It's not your part to have a moral problem with someone's health care or dispensing health care the way the patient wants it. It's not your opinion to have. And if you've got that big of a problem with it, get the F out. Go away. You're doing harm. You're harming people because of your own quote-unquote morals that must be really screwed up if you're not willing to help people's pain. But either way, I hate that argument. Just go away if you have that big of an issue with it. But your issues do not come before the patient's rights or what the patient wants. You just don't. So the Sean Ryan show and all those people and all those veterans who've talked about those issues and being denied access to healthcare modalities that could majorly benefit them while trying to deal with military and veteran healthcare, it's another really good example of why you don't want the bureaucracy of the United States federal government bear hugging the entire healthcare system. It would be a nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. It would be horrible. So, anyways, that's it. That's why I don't believe that. Oh, let me finish saying this. I do believe that we should be paying to help people, whoever need it. We have more than enough money to do that as a nation if we weren't spending it on stupid shit like sending billions and billions of dollars to basically a dude who's, Zelensky took those billions of dollars and disappeared God knows how much of it. It was just a huge money laundering system for them and Washington, D.C. And Republican and Democrat have been doing that type of thing for decades. And that's why we don't have the money to pay for our own veterans, elders, children's health care that need it. And we would if we weren't doing things like that. We are the wealthiest nation on earth, and it's not close. We have the money. We just, we don't use it on the things that we should, in my opinion. Anyways, that's what I believe we should be doing, and it would not be that big of a deal if we did it the right way. Like I say at the end of every video, you and your stories are unique and special, so please get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know how this system is affecting you or yours. Your stories are really important. They help educate people. They show people what's really happening in this healthcare and pain management system. And they are going to be a huge boon in the fight for pain management reform, showing people that these things are happening to flesh and blood humans, not just some abstract person. It's happening to real people by the millions, and it has to stop. So, anyways, thank you all. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Be safe, be well, cheers, and God bless. We'll see you real soon. Cheers.